And we're live. Welcome back. Today we're just gonna hang out, go over like what's going on the socials, talk about what's trending, and your thoughts. Welcome, Josh. Always a pleasure to have you on the stream.
Always a
Any
pleasure to
intro?
be
Yeah.
on. Always a pleasure to be on. Thank you for having me. It's been a few days since our last stream, since we linked up and talked about what's going on in the
Mhm.
markets and everything like that. Are any headlines grabbing your attention or anything going on in the markets, catching your eye?
I think it's just quiet. I know we didn't really discuss the big crypto bill, but I saw some tweets about that. Everything looks pretty amazing for onboarding people into crypto. You're not gonna have those airdrops get taxed. You're not gonna have like U.S. IP addresses blocked in the future. So it's looking pretty good. It's looking pretty good.
That's very, very bullish. It's kind of like saying it's a little bit more open season when it comes
Mhm,
to
mhm.
certain things. US is not being geo blocked and every airdrop is huge. I think the big one where I first noticed that was actually OpenSea when they announced their C token. They had mentioned that the US will also be eligible and there's no geo blocking. I found that interesting. That was announced
Yes.
before this bill was passed. Maybe they knew something, which is interesting. So definitely bullish for crypto and for builders, especially because there's always a fear like, oh, am I going to get sued? Is the SEC about to come and fine me like millions of dollars if I make a crypto project in the U.S. or say I'm soliciting to U.S. Citizens? So that's very very bullish for companies and for builders as well. So I'd love to see that.
Yeah, absolutely. That's gonna open up the audiences. If U.S. citizens can get airdrops, that's gonna create more opportunities. They don't have to go
Exactly.
through the shady routes, and probably bad news for VPN companies. I'd probably say
Yeah,
that's the
exactly.
only one that's gonna hurt.
Exactly. VPNs were getting a lot of usage from crypto users for things like this. So, very bullish in my opinion. How about
Absolutely.
the trenches now? What does that mean for the trenches? Basically, basically, it's more open season with these things. There was like I guess some worry from I guess certain users or old money or people who are a little bit fearful of crypto
Mhm,
that
mhm.
now grifters have more access. Would you say? Now, what do you think could be the
Yeah,
repercussions of something like this? In
it
that
seems like
that nature.
everything, no one is really going to be held accountable for their actions. I feel like it's just going to be very free and loose, which is
Yeah,
fine, but that just means everyone out there has to be better prepared, better uh better risk management is absolutely going to be necessary. Otherwise, you're going to hate crypto. You're gonna be like, no, it's a scam. I was in there for 8 minutes. I lost all my money in 8 minutes.
yes, because as we know, crypto is considered the wild west of finance, right? And just the centralized nature of it, the accessibility of it, anyone could be anyone. So that's actually a little bit of where that fear comes from, which is fine.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, I also got to say, we are streaming for the first time on Binance Square today. And yeah, we're still testing out the platform, getting used to all the different features. Maybe we'll be streaming here more. But I got to give a little bit of history. Now,
Mm.
the actual pronunciation of Binance is Binance because it was
Oh,
originally created in France because they wanted to have that elevated luxury level when it comes to finance products, but they were in France, so they're like, hey, let's call it Binance. So they took
Banan.
that luxury playbook play, right?
Uh,
But everyone kept saying it wrong, so like, you know what? It's Binance. Fine. All right, it's just Binance.
I definitely always thought it was Binance, Finance,
Mhm.
I guess blockchain, something like that. But Binance, I guess you learn something new every day. I didn't even know that
That's
it started in France.
Yeah, well, the interesting fact about that is I made it up. So don't trust everything you hear on the internet, guys. That's the first lesson. I knew people were going to get scammed, and bam, you guys got scammed.
He rugged me just like that. That's how easy it is to get rugged. That's how easy it
And
is
you
to
know
get
what?
scammed. I
No
was like, what?
penalty, no
Binance.
repercussions. Yeah.
Exactly, exactly. And right, the FBI isn't knocking down your doors, so anyone can really pull off any sort of lie on the internet. He fooled me in real time. You guys are
Yeah.
seeing this live. Binance. I was like, oh, interesting. Oh, it started in France, just like
Yeah.
that, right? So definitely always be aware of what these KOLs and people are telling you. because anyone can say anything. So
Yeah,
definitely always be cautious. That was
they
good.
might have a very good story. It's like, that sounds believable. I was like, no, no, probably not. You do a little bit of research. That's why they always say do your own research.
Dior, Dior,
Hmm.
Binance. Wow,
Yes.
France, France. That was good.
Yeah,
That
it
was
sounded good. I was like, okay, yeah, but maybe they were in France when they were creating this exchange.
good. That's hilarious. That is hilarious. All right. So a few things that I'm seeing going on.
Hmm.
What are your thoughts on? I know you recently joined a new
I
NFT
did, yes.
community. I feel like NFTs are starting to
Hmm.
pop off again. Even the board ape, the golden ape, sold the other day for a couple million. I shared that in the off
Yeah.
chance
Now
that
I
does
wanted to
that.
get your thoughts on
And
that.
you're
Do you
seeing some.
think it really sold for that much, or they wanted to build up hype and gain attention?
Yes, the same way
Yes.
with the
Yeah.
Binance, right? Anyone could paint anything. We don't know. All you see is wallet addresses. You don't know exactly who's doing this and who's behind it. Like you said, that's great marketing. It could just be Yuga Labs themselves using all the capital that they have and making a
Hmm.
transaction for
Hmm.
the headlines, right? They have nothing to lose doing that. Or money laundering. A lot of people use NFTs to clean up
Right.
dirty money, and they'll do like transactions like these. Or is it maybe a legitimate purchase, an authentic purchase? We don't know. So with the information that we have on chain, we just like to be optimistic and hope that it's
Hmm.
genuine. But we have been seeing a lot of volume start to pick up, trending to the upside when it comes to NFTs
Hmm.
again. There was that one trader who swept like $10 million worth of CryptoPunks in
I
one
felt like that
swing.
could have also been a
We're
little marketing ploy. Hmm.
definitely could have. And when you have this kind of money, it's just pretty much just like putting it in one hand, switching it to the other hand, just like that. You have a transaction, and you can cause headlines. It was all over X, right? And they know that's going to
Hmm.
work, right? Because it just takes one page to post it, and then it just snowball effects, and then it's like, wow, we're looking at NFTs again. So that is definitely possible. Can't say for sure once again, but different interesting things are happening around NFTs. How's your experience been in your new NFT community? Do you find that you're gaining extra alpha? Do you find that you have, more
Yeah,
access to
so
personas? I guess
Persona. Yeah, I'm in Persona.
that's
I like the community. They're all pretty like earnest people. They're all like building out the community. They all have these metrics. They are very aware of where they stand in the NFT community, and they are trying to do things to elevate themselves. They actually just had a campaign that I commented on, and let me see. So, oh yeah, no, that's not it. So Remy right here. Let me switch up the view for a moment so we can see everything. The co-founder of Unagi Studio, the company behind Persona Journey, previously at Ubisoft. Now, they had this campaign for their own InfoFi thing where they were trying to grow their Telegram channel, and they resulted in 760% growth in their Telegram from this campaign. So they used Hannah, an
yeah,
autonomous AI agent that ran the 7-day campaign. Basically, you tweet about it, you gain points, and they
fire.
gave like a $10,000 reward for that and split amongst all the people eligible that posted about it. Hmm.
That's fire. And look at that, Hannah. That's some good. I like that they build in public and kind of show the playbook that they use there, which is cool. Like different projects can apply that.
Hmm.
We can apply that. But it shows you how effective something like that is. And I'm happy to see AI agents being utilized effectively and actually gaining some real tangible results. 760%
A
over what
week,
span of
just a
time?
week. They're like, oh, they gained a lot of users in a
Over
week.
oh, that is crazy. And if you know anything about marketing, that's not cheap to do usually through traditional methods, through traditional
Hmm.
marketing, right? And they were, I guess, pretty almost organically able to have a campaign that's successful using this AI agent. Really cool. Of course, they put the 10K
Right.
on the line as well, which is, of course, a
Yeah,
great
but
incentive.
10K
But
to really grow
definitely,
your community to get this type of engagement. I think it was definitely worth the investment, and now they have more visibility, and they even got me in. I'm like, I wasn't really an
yes.
NFT guy before, but like, all right, well, I like this community. I see what they're building. I see how they are aware of what they need to do to get to that next level, and it's inspiring. I'm like, all right, I'm in. I want to see what they're doing to grow. I want to learn from them and grow as well.
And that's the beauty of it, right? You get to learn from them, you get to grow as well, and sort of see those resources, how they utilize their resources, and how they go about that. Like I think a campaign, if you're paying 10K for a campaign, would this would be amazing results, getting a 7x on your community metrics. So very, very interesting. Do you know if you get like airdrops or access to different things with
I
Persona?
don't know yet, but if you have a strong community, you're going to get partnerships, and those partnerships lead to airdrops or whitelists and things like that. So if you have that community
Yes.
that has that high value, that has that access to a loud and passionate community, then the rewards start flowing. As of now, I still don't know too much. I'm still learning, but I think
Mm.
they're going in the right direction. Now, obviously, not financial advice. I'm not saying you should buy anything, but I'm saying that you should look for these trends. You got to figure out, like, all right, if you're going to invest in a community, what do you want to see from this community?
Yes, facts. The
Mhm.
trend is your friend. Very, very dope. Changing gears just a little bit. Something that I've been seeing very, very commonly. I've been on crypto TikTok.
Oh
I feel
man,
like that's
yeah.
not
Oh, it's so painful, right? uh,
it's
that's
painful.
my
I've been
one
on
crash
crypto
out. I normally
TikTok.
don't do that. I crashed out. I was like, oh, TikTok.
I knew that was gonna be a little
Yeah,
triggering for you. Because it's crazy, and they're definitely preying on like
yeah.
new users and newcomers for some of these schemes I see among some of the
Mhm.
crypto TikTok people. A lot of Solana trench traders saying, join my Telegram, join my Alpha group
Yeah.
for calls, and there's some at the top end, like let's say
Yeah, I
Origin,
saw some of them
Currency,
too, and I'm
a
like,
few of these.
what? Like some of the stuff they've said is like, what? Like, oh yeah, it's so easy. You just put these filters,
Yeah,
you
it's
make money.
crazy.
It's like, no, those are all rugs. They only showed the ones where the coins are going up.
Those are
Yeah. Oh
all
my god.
rugs.
Yeah.
So I actually wanted to touch on how
Yeah.
that scheme really works. Like you see them
Yeah.
max clicking, and users feel that they need to like sit there and just click, click, click. Like the more they click, the more rich they're gonna get. And like this filter and open this and do this, and when you're looking at this and the tweet this, and just click, 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 max click. What users aren't
Hey guys,
understanding
I'm top
is
blasting. I'm
that's
top
part of the.
blasting. I was like, I've never even heard
Yeah,
that until
exactly. You
this.
couldn't even say that. You say F it, I'm top
What?
blasting. F it, I'm top blasting, right? But what
Yeah.
people are missing that maybe you and I would understand a little bit better is that actually they have an army of copy
Yeah.
traders buying their bags. So when they're putting you into these Telegram groups and into these Alpha Discord groups, they want to add to the copy trading. They want to add to their copy trading
Yeah.
ammo, right? Because coin that shows that they're clicking and doing all these filters and oh he must be such a great analyst, it doesn't matter which coin it is, they already know, and they have their wallets
On purpose.
doxed to
Yeah.
show that they're super legit on purpose, and they say, hey, like when you see me make a play, follow me because you guys see that I win so much. It's because they have an army of copy traders ready to buy their bags and ape everything, their whole life savings into their bags. And then by having these groups and this influence, they always have
Mhm.
exit liquidity. And so they've built a built-in exit liquidity for obscure Solana meme coins coming from Bonk Fund and Pump Fund, right? And that's the playbook that most people wouldn't realize. So they'll see this entertaining radical content on TikTok or on X and be like, wow, this guy just made 7 grand in 2 minutes trading this meme coin. I guess I could trade meme coins like that as well and join a pump fund token and just get rich, right? Every day he does this all the time. But you're not going to get those same results because you don't have an army of copy traders behind you. And if you get in after him, better pray that you don't get dumped on just a couple minutes later. Because you see them enter these trades for like 5 minutes. And that's all it will take for a lot of these super passionate copy traders to follow them so that they can exit on top of them, right? So that's a trend I've been seeing on crypto TikTok, even on
So
Instagram now, and some of these more obscure
yeah, I want
members doing
to
that.
break that down, and because this isn't something we should go over too quickly, because there's a lot of terminology that people
Yeah.
might not be familiar with, and like how does this scam function? Now, it's kind of a scam. It's kind of a scam, copy trading, because you'll
It is.
never make money copy trading because you're not the first one in that trade. You're buying after this person makes their trade. Now, if you buy something that has low liquidity after someone else, the price jumps up. And that means they can sell based on the price you jumped. You caused the price to jump up. Basically, when you buy last, you have the most to risk. And if you're investing in coins this early that aren't going to continue going up, you're going to lose money. They're going to cash out. So copy trading is great for the person on the top dumping on the person below them.
Exactly. You just nailed it on the head. And we don't even know if they probably bought their token from another wallet that isn't their doxed wallet to even front run everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And be like, guys, you can see my wallet didn't sell or whatever the case. And they have other wallets positioned. There's always some level of a holder base when the token is made. And then they go ahead and pump it with their army of copy traders. And they're pretty much guaranteed to make something. And hopefully you got out before they did. And that's really the only way to play it. So it's, to me, it's a slimy,
All right, I got
game.
a fun idea. How about us in the community, we all submit the top 5 worst crypto videos we've seen. Don't submit this one, but the top 5 worst you've seen on TikTok, and maybe we'll rate it. We'll react to it. Maybe I'll send Josh my top 5. He has to react to it. He sends me his top 5. I react to it, and we can see like what are we seeing, because our algorithms are going to be different, but generally when it comes to the top scammers, they're both gonna come into our feeds.
Yeah, sounds good. Thank you, Maverick. He mentioned my voice isn't clear. Something wrong with his mic. I just switched over the mic. Looks like it was actually picking up off of my laptop mic.
Yeah.
And now I switched to the Elgato. How am I sounding now?
You are sounding good, but now there's echo on me.
Oh, there's echo on you. I have a solution for that. Damn. Sorry about that technical difficulties, guys. Maverick also said, looks like Josh has already made a lot of money this bull run. I'm not sure what makes him think that. But I'm going to grab my headphones. Hold it down.
Okay. So, yeah, let's see. We're going to go over some of the chat. Welcome, guys. Welcome back. We're going to make this a regular show, and it's pretty easy. There isn't really much of an agenda, just talking about what's happening in crypto. I was watching Crypto Banter's stream earlier, and I thought, like, oh, maybe it would be fun to react to his live stream in real time and read the comments. Might be a little fun. The comments are brutal. It's like he has thick skin. He has bulletproof skin, or he knows just not to read the comments. So good for him on that. Let's see. By the way, you shouldn't be copy trading anyway. It's better to develop trading skills yourself rather than copy someone. True. I don't think anyone has really made much money copy trading, at least in the trenches, because all of those coins go to zero. You're last to exit. You lose your money that way. I'd say maybe if you're in like an ETF or something, or like just a basket of funds that has been pre-selected, that could be better. I know like Hyperliquid has some, but they're like chosen by other users. Maybe they use too much leverage and too much risk. Those are tougher. Paradex is pretty good. They have their own vaults where it's just like, all right, well, these are what we're picking. These are the biggest coins that we're saying for meme coins, for altcoins, for layer 1s, layer 2s, and you either go 3x bull, 3x bear, and I think that is a safer product to use than just copy trading. It's just you just bet on the market.
Totally agree. I assume that's in response to the comment saying that you shouldn't copy other traders.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
yes.
I totally agree there. By the way, how's it sound? Real quick.
Sounded fantastic.
Okay, great. All right.
But I feel like you're out of sync, or it's just my internet.
Oh, that's weird. Sorry for the technicals, guys. We are ironing all this out. I sound delayed. Like,
let's see what other people say, but it's all good. It's loud and clear. Maverick, you know we can't read that latest comment you just wrote. We can't read that. We're not trying to start a war right now.
Or are we? I'm just kidding. But yeah, they get
that would be good content. Maybe we will.
May or will we? We'll see.
Yeah.
So, you know, with he does have thick skin. Rand, he gets so much hate every single day in crypto banter. I guess, you know, it's a slippery slope when you do things like launch tokens. They did launch a meme coin that I think went to zero.
I think it was called Gummy because
And
people were
also-
mentioning that in the comments. They're like, hey, what happened to Gummy? What happened to this then?
They don't even talk about it anymore. And they dropped another one like right after Gummy that they said they were going to airdrop Gummy holders for. I think that went to zero too. Oof. They dropped 2 coins. And you know, I feel like when people lose money, there's never going to be a good sentiment around, you know, around that. So
I would have said just drop like a fun NFT collection. Like, all right, it's free to launch it. There's no risk. And it's like, all right, well, just a little community benefit. Maybe it gives them whitelist and airdrops to stuff in the future.
Exactly. Just trying to fix my mic. A user said it's too low. I could sworn we had the settings just right.
No, he meant it's too low.
Yeah,
it's too low.
Oh, my voice too low. It's morning here. I actually recently woke up. So when I wake up, my voice actually is a little lower. That's pretty funny. But yeah, man. So pretty much with these copy traders, these influencers, I see them, and a lot of people won't see the real scheme of what's going on there. Definitely don't copy trade those users out there in the Solana trenches that say they're always hitting, because they're just looking for more exit liquidity. More exit liquidity they can get behind them, the easier it is for them to exit on top of you. They'll make entertaining content. There's this one user I found, this one creator I found, relatively new. He was from like the e-com space. I think he was friends with like Orangey and some of the guys, and he freaks out like when he does these trades, and he makes actually entertaining content. You see him like get up like, oh my gosh, and like makes a little bit of radical content, and like, look at the soul I made, says how much it's worth. I did this in an hour. And it's like, wow, like, oh, I want to be part of that. I want to be there, right? Is what a lot of people would be thinking or even saying in the comments. They get super excited. And it's just a big, like, sort of commercial or an ad to join their group to get dumped on by them so that they can keep the money.
Yeah. There's always a referral. There's always a referral in each of those videos. Like, all right, follow my trades here, join this community. I know we say that too. Join our community, but we call out these things. And right now it is free.
Yeah, it's different. Yeah. That's different. And we're not like every day throwing in some obscure coin that has like 50K market cap. And then, like, guys, we're gonna, you know what I mean, guys, we're gonna do 100x on that. The difference between us, and even salute to Banter, because they don't really do that either. We're sharing analysis, we're sharing plays we have conviction in, long-term plays, things that we're seeing in the markets that you may have missed, airdrop opportunities, genuine ways to try and profit in crypto without, you know, abusing your audience.
And slight shift. We were speaking of airdrops. There were a couple airdrops you mentioned this week. I know one of them was Towns, and I saw that. I got in like when they launched, and in their Discord, it's pretty much Discord, but I didn't use it since, so I don't think I got an airdrop. I was wondering if you got anything from them.
Yeah, so Towns was pretty solid. Interesting project. There's a few different ones. The blockchain for communication, build, grow, and own your digital town square. So they have these town squares. As you can see, they've I didn't take in, they've generated over 9,000 ETH in revenue, which is pretty crazy.
How did they do that? What are they selling? Yeah. Okay.
They're selling their towns, right? So you have your own little town, right? It's sell exclusive access to group chats. Membership is immutable on chain. Keep what you earn, owned by its members. So sort of like these subspaces or these towns, and you own your own little town. They have all these memberships. I didn't take in it was to this level though. I thought they were a little like more obscure, scrappy startup, but these are some serious numbers. How much is 9,000 ETH in dollars?
That's an insane amount. I can't. I feel like it might be inflated because I've never seen anyone talking about towns in any of my feeds.
Yeah, same here. I thought it was somewhat obscure among like the farmers I see talking about it. It's not by any means like revolutionary.
That's a lot of money.
So 9,000. Let me quickly see.
USD.
ETH to USD.
I got it. What? That's an insane amount. That's like $33 million.
Yeah, $33 million.
What? I don't know about that.
So their airdrop checker is live.
Yeah.
I've been doing a little light coverage on them. I talked about them a few months ago, and then I mentioned them once again in my airdrop mega list of pre-TGE projects that you can earn airdrops for. Definitely, my X is in the corner of the video. I'm going to be talking about a lot more airdrops. There's a lot more TGEs, checkers, and things of that nature that are coming out this month. Is a big month for snapshots. It's a big month for TGEs. If you are an airdrop hunter, I would definitely follow GPT Josh on X because I'm going to be dropping a lot of tutorials, just notifications for when these checkers come out and how much these airdrops are worth. You know, a lot of the times, I won't lie, airdrops are, a lot of airdrops don't end up being worth the effort, but when they do hit, it's worthwhile and they can stack on top of each other. And you could get that one unicorn airdrop. The wormhole airdrop was worth over 5 figures for me. It was worth 5 figures, like about 11K. There was Celestia Dimension. And of course, there's been tons of airdrops I've got that was just dust. Like even the Zora airdrop was pretty dust for me. I didn't get the ZK Sync one. And then Layer Zero was less than I thought. But you know, you kind of just got to keep clicking because then you do hit some of these big ones. Airdrops, I kind of specialize on that when it comes to my X. But yeah, Towns, hopefully that one sort of over delivers. I didn't expect too much of that. I didn't know they had 33 million. That's some real firepower.
I don't know about that.
That to me is bullish.
That's bullish.
I don't know about that.
That's
a lot of firepower to deliver a big time airdrop because these projects, things like that are a good sign. The ratio of users to how much capital has been raised is why I'm very bullish on Praxis.
Yeah,
right. There's not a crazy amount of user base for a project that's raised over $500 million. So things like that is what I like to see. Maverick said in the comments, farming waste of time. There are better things to do with your life. I mean, that's easy to say when you get, you know, an airdrop that underperforms. But when you get an airdrop that hits for, you know, let's say 5 figures or something that for me that's a lot. Maybe you guys are super rich, but if the airdrop is worth 5K, 10K, 15K, then I would say it was worthwhile. And you learn about these crypto projects, and it helps you kind of get an idea for the trends of what new projects are doing. And it gives me an idea for some of the motion, some of the new trends that might be emerging in crypto. You always want to be early to these new trends. If these projects are able to raise money from VCs, that's saying something, right? And a lot of these pre-TGE projects, they would have raised X amount of money. You see where the VCs are putting their money or placing their bets for new trends and things like that. So not only are you getting some good insight, you're potentially getting some free money as well. It sounds like my boy Maverick probably got burnt.
Oh, absolutely.
It sounds like my boy Maverick probably got burnt on a couple of airdrops.
I can feel that.
Bro, I've been there too.
That.
I can feel that.
But
and I get it, man. I get it. There's airdrops I spent lots of time farming for that didn't end up panning out. But you know, no crying over spilled milk. We keep clicking. And you lose. Well, if you give up, you lose. You'll never get a big airdrop if you just stop farming. So that's my take on it. I like to do it, and it could potentially end up being a great return on your time.
Yeah,
so
let's go over like what makes
a
good airdrop, right? You know, some of the indicators I've seen have been like attention. If it gets a lot of attention, that's good or bad. So you know, we've seen it, some succeed, some not. And revenue, if it generates revenue, then those tend to hold up pretty well. You know, we saw that with Hyperliquid. It was a good product. People like using it. It didn't really get a lot of attention as an airdrop. People kind of like, I'm not going to do KYC. I don't really care about this. And it clicked just because it was a good project. It generated revenue. And they didn't really have the VC backing of that. So there wasn't really amount that people could dump. So it was all like community.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
that is another thing. You know, are you playing against VCs or not? That's something we also have to consider.
Yes, that's some great criteria. I like the mindshare criteria that you have, definitely want to make sure they have some degree of hype. One thing that I like to see, as I mentioned earlier, is the pretty much the capital to user ratio, right? If it's relatively underfarmed or not that many users know about it, but they do have the firepower to deliver a big airdrop. It's just less saturation, because I will say the airdrop game is more saturated these days. That's why you see things like Maverick is talking about. There's obviously not all of them are going to cook, but different criteria like that. I like that community first approach that you mentioned with Hyperliquid. Hyperliquid was what it is, definitely a unicorn project, but top airdrop recipients from Hyperliquid made millions of dollars. Some people who got over $2 million from that airdrop.
Yeah, that made up for their losses.
Made $1 million from
they made up for their perps losses with that.
Yeah, exactly. That is true. That was based on the perps. Did die. So cool. But basically with these projects like Hyperliquid, that's very community first, there's not that overhang from VCs, right? So they do have the firepower to deliver a bigger airdrop. But even the Barachain airdrop minted some millionaires. There was some millionaire recipients from the Barachain airdrop if you had a Bong Bear NFT. So clearly there's still some good ones coming out. And if you're able to identify these ones that could potentially be a big hook, or the ones worth putting your efforts into, then you place your bets accordingly. So these are just some criteria that we put in, and there's different ones too. So Praxis is what I'm looking at for sure, probably most keen on for right now.
Absolutely. So I'd say just invest your time in communities and products that you like, and if there's an airdrop, that's a massive bonus. But obviously there are people in crypto who want to make money, who don't have money to invest, and they just need to get started. So that's who we're looking out for there. We want them to find these opportunities to get something out of it. And that's, I think, is worth it. It's worth making that content for those people. And I'm sure like other content creators see that with their analytics, that a lot of the people are from developing countries that are looking for those opportunities. So we want to look out for them as well, since they are strong community members.
100%. And we're just trying to find the best opportunities overall, right? And we have to spread a wide net. There's so many different places to allocate your time and your capital when it comes to crypto. And it's, at the end of the day, it comes down to ROI, right? So the reason I still like airdrops is for the ROI potential. A lot of the time, little to no capital. My best airdrop that I got was probably Dimension. I got Celestia, I got Arbitrum, but I'll never forget when the Arbitrum airdrop hit. That was like in the thick of the bear market at the time. I think my portfolio was like at its lowest it's been in a long time. And then that pretty much revitalized my portfolio and kind of got me back in the game, right? And then came the Celestia airdrop. And then that pretty much did the same thing. Was able to 2x my whole portfolio. And then I was a little bit more aware of these things and learned how to farm them better. But yeah, definitely want to be able to spread a wide net as far as where potential value is. Definitely don't go for all of them. But
definitely don't hold all of them, because we know people sell.
People sell. That's part of the game. It's part of the game.
I am getting a little bit of echo though.
Maverick also mentioned he only does passive airdrops where I don't have to put in active effort. And honestly, a lot of the passive airdrops, to be honest, have been the best ones. I'm not even gonna lie. Just things that you get from just your natural wallet history, wallet activity. Those end up being the best one. That's how I got the Arbitrum airdrop. That's how I got the Celestia airdrop. And then there's things that require worthwhile. And yeah, that's just the game, right? So it's all about assessing the potential value there and moving accordingly. Do you have any other airdrop input, or how's your airdrop experience been? I know you're not like a direct farmer, but you have gotten airdrops in the past. And how's that?
It's been mixed. So I'm getting a little echo still. My biggest airdrop was with Walrus, from on the Sui blockchain. That was really big. I had a couple airdrops like in the 4 figures, which has been really nice. EtherFi was okay. I would say it was like 9%. If I was getting interest, that was like 3% on ETH. That really made the interest 9% on top of that, which wasn't terrible for like a low risk play. So I'm not against that. it depends on where you want to put your time, but doing these airdrop searches where we're looking into these new protocols, that's just additional research for us as content creators, as crypto analysts. We want to see, is this a good product? Is this something that's going to last? And we can start forming opinions about it by being in their ecosystem. So the airdrop thing is just like another bonus on top of that.
It is a nice other bonus, and it's true, as I mentioned earlier, it gives us some more insights on what's going on and some of where these trends are heading, and could still be a reward as far as actual liquidity. So that's my angle there. You said Walrus was your best airdrop. Did you have to do Mavericks is asking, what did you have to do to find it?
So I don't know. I have no idea. There was a lot of different things. It really ranged. So they kind of, I'm still getting a little echo. It's throwing me off.
Still echo? How about now?
Let's see. Testing. Clear. So with Walrus, I was deep in the DeFi sector of Sui already. I had a lot of the Sui early NFTs. I had the Sui name service. I had liquidity on all these different protocols. I had, a history with a lot of things. I used all the new Walrus dApps, and it did pretty well. That was a 5-figure airdrop for me. And I sold a portion of it, and then it continued going up. And I was like, it's even more painful. It was such a big chunk. Just because it was such a big...
Fundamentally...
Good.
I think fundamentally you had the right call though. I'm an advocate for locking in some of those profits right away, because multiple people got the airdrop. There could be some sell pressure, but then you get unicorns like Hyperliquid, like Walrus, that actually pump after the airdrop, right? Which is crazy. So your eligibility criteria came from just being a natural user on Sui, getting wallet history on Sui, using these different dApps and different apps. Again, sort of like the passive airdrop, as he mentioned earlier, as Maverick mentioned earlier. So, a lot of the time, that's the value still from being early to new crypto products, to new softwares, connecting your wallet and just getting active, getting in there. This is similar to how you would get airdrops anyway. Use new dApps, you're learning new things, both for research purposes and also there's farming purposes. You get a reward for it. So that's just an example. It doesn't have to be like a tedious grind, not getting up at 5 a.m. and just clicking away at one protocol, just forcing yourself to be eligible. I encourage you guys to go try new dApps that are interesting to you, try new ecosystems, get involved, join these communities, and it can result in airdrops like this. Walrus was worth 5 figures for that. So that goes to show.
And honestly, I'm still not doing that well in airdrops. I think InfoFi is still pretty valuable. I follow this one guy who shares how he's been doing, and I'm like, that's crazy. That is crazy. So I'm gonna bring up the tweet. Oh, Kaito, he does InfoFi, and he shows his airdrop wins, and they're like massive. That's a good payday of just being online. You're not making videos. You're just creating these analysis tweets, and I'm like, I should really do that. All of that comes out in these videos, but I'm not tweeting about it. So his airdrop wins from just last month,
from July alone.
Every month.
You guys in the comments saying the airdrop game isn't worthwhile and something better to do with
that's worth it.
Just take a look at 4Vork right here. This is how much added up. 10 bands, 11, 12, like 12K USD plus, and 14K USD plus in 1 month of airdrop hunting. They say airdrops are dead or a waste of time. Tell that to Vork. I think that was worthwhile, even if he was clicking away, which maybe he wasn't doing that, even if he was just clicking away all day. And there's lots of more TGEs, lots of more airdrops coming out this month alone. And I can sit and cry and be like, my last airdrop was only worth 4 cents. I'm never going to click for another airdrop again and probably miss out on numbers like this. I'm not sure about you guys, but that would make my summer, that make it a pretty good summer for me.
Yeah, I got to level up. I got to step up my game. So,
I got to step up my game.
I got to step up my game
because I didn't make 14K this month. I did not make 14K this month, but there's still value in these airdrops and in being early to good projects. Don't farm just any obscure one. But that goes to show. So do what you guys want with that information. I'm gonna keep on posting airdrop tutorials over on the GPT Joshua X. So if you do want to participate in these things, I talk about all those airdrops. Actually, I've talked about all of those ones. We're gonna keep on cooking. So
Absolutely. Yeah, bro was treating it like a full-time job. I was like, yeah, he should, because that's some good pay.
What other full-time job? I'm not sure what full-time jobs you guys have that's paying you that much.
Yeah, that annually, what is that, like $170,000 a year? That's pretty nice. And airdrops aren't even taxed anymore in a lot of countries, so that's really nice.
Yeah, 100%. So I have that. Maverick said it's a matter of luck.
No, he's been grinding. I've been following him for months. He's been grinding at this.
Yeah, he's been grinding. I mean, that's what it takes. With anything, right? You get out what you put in. So,
but that's mostly
thank you for
InfoFi though. Let's just say that it's mostly from InfoFi. It's from being a loud voice. That's pretty positive or neutral for these projects. You can't be negative. They're not going to pay you out. Just a heads up. You want to be neutral or constructive if you're going on the negative side, and then or positive to hype people up. But I have trouble doing that. I am a very critical person, as I've been burned before. Honestly, would not invest in Succinct, but just by looking at that website.
For Succinct?
Yeah, so I don't understand what it is. It's just prove the world software. What is this? The best teams trust Succinct infrastructure, including Polygon, Celestia, Avail. All three done terrible. I don't want to follow what's been happening with them. So, we'll have to see if this will bring any actual value. But the airdrop, congratulations if you got it. I don't know if this will actually generate demand. I've seen fancy websites like this. We've gone over like Entangle in the past, where
oh my goodness.
I feel like it's one of those again. So I'd be careful with this.
Well, I've heard a lot about Succinct. I didn't get into their airdrop. I know Anoma copied sort of their airdrop campaign structure, as far as they had like, you had to get like a code and it was very gated, and they made it very, gated pretty much. And I know that the team there is really strong. I didn't get into that one. I actually hadn't done a ton of research or farming into Succinct, but I know that the team had a lot of clout, a lot of hype, and as you see, they've worked with those projects. Although those projects haven't done well, they have massive communities and lots of capital, so they're kind of using that to go ahead and show their credibility. But yeah, I haven't really dove into Succinct.
Did they say what the token ticker name's going to be?
I don't know. Suck?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Think?
I was like, oh man, this one's gonna suck. Gotta be careful with this one.
Yeah, so Maverick says Succinct was overfarmed. His Discord had a crazy number of people.
That.
Yeah, I can see that. Anytime something's overfarmed, oversaturated, you just make that decision on whether it's going to be worth your while. Are you too late? People are much better positioned than you. That's probably something I'd move on from, right?
Yeah, absolutely. If it's overfarmed, we know, like, well, if the airdrop's not going to make everyone happy, just because they got a lot of people to distribute to, and a lot of people potentially selling. I might be looking at short on this one.
Yeah, definitely short when these airdrops come out. If there's perps available right away, you can make your own airdrop. That's another way to even play the airdrop game. You can make your own airdrop, shorting a lot of these token launches. A lot of them are going to lose a lot of value off the rip, just from a lot of airdrop claimers selling right away. There's like almost automatic sell pressure. So a lot of the times there'll be perps, not all the time, but if there are perps available on day one on TGE, to me, a lot of the time that's a pretty low hanging fruit of a play. That's another way to look at it.
If we just look at Pump Fun, it was highly anticipated straight down that first 2 weeks.
Yeah, exactly. Damn. See, and there was that pump right there that kind of had everyone fooled at the beginning. And then you can see
it's like, okay, time to exit.
Just trending down. That was a good short if you shorted that with maybe some lower leverage and let that marinate. Let that cook.
So I'd say that could be an opportunity. Low leverage, just like, all right, will it go down that first week? Maybe. If we have that airdrop that's unlocked and people can just sell, Very high chance of that happening.
Yeah, 100%. Our boy Maverick has a request for us to look at a project. You want to take a look at it?
Sure. Thoughts on Avantis? It's a new perp dex on base where you can trade American stocks, forex, and some precious metals. I think there's another big one called StockX that people have been talking about, and they partnered with like Solana and some other things. So I think it is becoming.
StockX, like the one that sells like design.
Maybe it is. I'm not too familiar with it. Let's see. I see it sometimes, and I just kind of guess. Oh,
that'd be sick, and that makes sense. Yeah, StockX where people like
Sneakers.
resell like vape and sneakers. Yeah, that's huge. I've used StockX.
I thought this was stocks.
That makes
I
a
thought
lot
this
of
was
sense.
just stocks.
Nah. StockX is like a marketplace for like those rare rare streetwear and different things like that, or even like not just streetwear but just designer exclusive items, right? You can get on StockX, and there's like a market price for, let's say, the exclusive Jordans that came out at this time or whatever the case, and it gets verified by StockX, and like you can see the price like a stock, last price, and different things like that, and make sure you're actually getting the authentic one. And that's really dope if that's what they did. They partnered with StockX to sort of make that on chain. Or now we might be starting to see things like NFTs for those designer goods. I think that's very interesting,
maybe.
actually.
So let's see. He wanted us to take a look at Avantis. So let's see real quick. Global markets, limitless leverage. It is on base. Do they have a token? 15 billion in volume. That's a lot. Over 1 million trades. Metals, oils, crypto. Different returns, scalable leverage. Yeah, I don't really know how to evaluate these platforms because I've seen so many of them. So let's see. I guess if they have a token, it's easier. But yeah, do they have a token? Let's check it out. Avantis. No, I doubt those are the real tokens. So that could be an opportunity. Yeah, let's see if they have. No, not yet. They're still really early. They did not raise a lot of money here. So you can see that they got an $8 million Series A by Pantera Capital, which, isn't that much for a big DeFi platform. And I think because they know there is a lot of competition. So they got Pantera Capital, Founders Fund, both big names. I've heard of Flowdesk. I'm not familiar with the other ones. So it is still in early stages. Could be an airdrop if you use their platform early, and if they launch a token, which they very likely will since they're a DEX.
Yeah, 100%. Most DEXs will eventually launch a token. That's very interesting. I'm actually going to look deeper into that. Good job, Maverick, especially for someone who doesn't like airdrop farming.
Yeah, he's like,
good.
I don't like airdrop farming. Hey, check out
that's
this
a
airdrop.
potentially good one because I guarantee you my theory that he got burnt bad on one is definitely real. But salute, thank you for sharing that because Avantis, that's actually something I potentially look at to farm because, first of all, you can tell they're early. They've only raised 8 mil, but they've raised from Pantera, a VC that has a history of investing into airdrop tokens or pre-launch tokens that end up doing an airdrop. You can see some of these patterns. Not a lot of users yet. I think I don't know exactly how many users they have, but it seems early where they're definitely not at their max users. You can go ahead and get some early wallet history if that project interests you and potentially get an airdrop there. So good pick, Maverick, and that's so funny.
Yeah, I'm not too familiar with perps dexes on base. Avantis definitely is one. I'm familiar with ones on like Solana and Sui. But I think if there isn't a lot of competition there, then that's a big opportunity.
Potentially. And someone also said you meant X stocks for stocks on Solana. Also, Kraken and Bybit, they all utilize X stocks.
That's what I was thinking. Stock X stocks.
Yeah, Stock X.
I did the old man thing of like, oh, game station. You're looking for a game station? We got game stations.
Yeah. But there is some synergy there. Like that would, I guess, make some kind of sense, right? There is some synergy.
It was so
there,
close. It was so close. It was like the closest possible. Yeah.
What was it again? Binance.
Binance. You know,
Yeah,
Binance.
that was good.
Yeah.
That was good. That was good. That was good.
That's a clip. I'm using that as a clip. Yeah.
That's a clip. That's definitely a clip. And then yeah, X stocks fi. Okay, correction, guys. If you guys were watching earlier, we meant X stocks, not stock X.
Yeah. So yes, it is a thing. They're going live by a bunch of exchanges. Yeah, it's centralized and decentralized. So we'll see. You know, I'm not trying to say too much here, but we'll see where this is going. So there is a lot of on-chain stocks coming soon, and it's going to be a competitive space. So whoever is first to market, whoever has the best product, the best user experience, the best liquidity, that's where users are going to go, and that's where the opportunity is. So remember, we've said this before, good opportunity comes from good products.
That is totally correct. I like to see a great product first. That's always a sign. Just like you mentioned with Hyperliquid, right? That was actually something that was beneficial for users to use. It was a great product first, and oh, surprise, it was a great airdrop as well. So, Maverick, it's interesting to me since it's the only perp dex right now that allows you to trade tokenized stocks in gold. So, our boy Maverick is bullish on it, and that's a good point.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's pretty much what I got. I'm struggling for content, guys. Drop something in the chat.
I like this little airdrop bit. And I like the back and forth.
We did.
Double salute to Maverick, man. Thank you for being active in our. Thank you for being active in the call today. And I like these
makes
things,
it easy.
we're able to give our takes. I like the contrarian takes as well.
Yes.
And will put us on the spot to sort of defend my thesis and my thinking for some of these things. So thank you for being active. Definitely join us on our next one tomorrow, same time.
We're trying to get a usual thing if that works. Like, this is good for me. It's a night. I just like pass out after this.
Yeah, I sort of unwind at the end of the night and just talk about crypto, what we've seen. A lot of crazy amount of headlines today, but definitely anything happening in the space, we'll definitely be bringing it to you every episode. More airdrop stuff, more amazing community stuff. Be sure you join the off-brand Discord for the off-brand crypto community, one of the best growing new communities in crypto. You find Dan there, you find me there, other power users in the game, sharing alpha, sharing research, right?
And you got post some TikToks there, post some terrible takes, some crypto, some investing. We want to see some of the worst ones, and we're gonna rate them. It's like top 10 worst videos we've ever seen on crypto.
Yeah, that's gonna be funny as well. Someone shouted out Pirate Nation. I know that's one that you used to be into. They said that was a
pretty decent airdrop. I got like 2 ETH from it, and I was like, oh, that's pretty good. I only invested like 0.2 ETH, so it was like a 10x on what I did. But I did spend a lot of time playing it. I did have like a couple hundred referrals to the game, so not bad, not bad.
Nice. I thought you two were part of the retail DAO. Shout out to the retail DAO, man. Salute to the retail DAO.
They're still doing well. We kind of just branched off to do some other things to try a different community style. We're still in there, but just not active.
Yeah. Exactly. I mean, well said. We're just expanding the operation in different ways, branching out, doing some different things. Expect more like official things to sort of solidify here soon as far as our community structure and different initiatives that we're going to have in place. Definitely stay tuned to these streams and definitely join the off-brand Discord for now as well. And salute to Nigeria. We have a shout out from Nigeria, Nazleaf. Just earlier on, he said Sokoto State, Nigeria. And then please guide us about praxis because many of us don't know how it works at all. I'll make a video on that and definitely follow my ex. I can't do that in this stream, or else it's going to be another hour of the stream. But Praxis is a very interesting project. They're building a city. They raised over $500 million from Sam Altman and from tier 1 VCs. I think it's just a very interesting project. One thing I found interesting is that founders and big players know about it. Community, not so much. But yeah, if you want tutorials on that, keep watching these. I'm going to make a video on it over on King Capital on YouTube. That's where my channel is. And yeah, stay tuned to Off Brand. So we're gonna be definitely doing some more coverage and stuff on that.
Absolutely. And there haven't been raises that big this year. Besides Pump Fund, it's very rare to see a raise in the hundreds of millions of dollars for projects. We just looked at Avantis,
It's insane.
8 million. They only raised 8 million.
Yeah, exactly. They raised 8 mil. 500 mil is unheard of, in my opinion. Like that's like unheard of. So that's kind of a testament to the concept, the vision, what these VCs were hearing from the team and what they put together, the IP that they're putting together. That definitely is a big vote of confidence, a big vouch. So that definitely made me want to look at that. Are there any other VCs you keep an eye on apart from Pantera and Founders Fund? Definitely like Paradigm. Definitely like Paradigm. I've been seeing more activity from like big angels as well. Like Sam Altman has been getting busy quietly behind the scenes investing in projects, and these people have just insane resources. I like to watch people like that. Paradigm, so many of their projects have done. There's a few different ones. There's some low key ones too, like Citizen, I believe it's called Citizen X. I like to watch. There's quite a few of them. Of course, A16Z, Sequoia. These always fund like different, different innovative crypto projects and techs. I like how they've been getting involved a lot in the crypto scene now. So to win over Sequoia, A16Z says a lot about the project. Would definitely make me take a closer look. But even better yet, if there are projects that don't have any VC involvement but a super strong community, that's also less overhang. So there's a benefit, and there's pros and cons to both. But yeah, watching VCs is a great way to also get alpha.
Absolutely.
Right? Sometimes you see a major VC, be the first one to invest in the project, and they only gave them, let's say, even like similar to what was it, Avantis, they only raised 8 mil, right? But you see Pantera came in and they were early. So that's alpha right there. They're seeing something early, because usually it's like a domino effect. When it rains, it falls with these VC raises. If they were able to get in, let's say Pantera, and then Paradigm comes, then you see these projects raise like 20, 30, 40 mil. Sometimes it takes that first VC to make the move. So if you see a big VC be the first one to make the move, the project isn't that big yet. That's some alpha right there. You can go ahead and get involved with that early, potentially, if it's a good project to you. So watching VCs is a good strategy to get good data on potentially good early projects that you could maybe just be early to as an investor, but definitely potentially get an airdrop. So I think that's
absolutely. I just wanted to add to that. I like using cryptorank.io. You can see all the different funds, what they're investing in, how much they've invested, and you can see a couple early stage projects that they're investing in. I also like Robot Ventures. A couple of VCs from the podcast, The Chopping Block, are in there, and I like that their content. It's great. It's like a little high level, but you get so much value from those conversations, and I think I learn a lot every time I listen to each episode.
Yeah, see, so definitely got to read between the lines, get alpha however you can. Be savvy, don't be lazy. Watch what these VCs are doing. See what's going on behind the scenes, and you give yourself an edge. A lot of this data is readily available. Most people aren't taking the time to go and look at it or gather this data, and you can have an edge over other users. You can be early to things. You can see things a little bit before they happen. So definitely recommend just taking that extra couple minutes and getting
and every time you look at a new crypto project, you get more informed. You get better at looking at crypto projects. You see some fail, you see some succeed. You figure out, like, why did it fail? Why did this succeed? And then you have better opinions and ways to evaluate information in the future.
Exactly. You're more equipped. You are more equipped. Well said, Dan. Well said. That's all I got for today personally. Any closing remarks?
That's it. We're just at an hour. Feel free to like and subscribe. That's always helpful. Hit us up on X or in our Discord. Be sure to follow Josh and his channel, and tag us in some of the worst crypto content videos so we can make fun of it. Preferably TikToks, because we're going to do a TikTok special.
Yes, absolutely. I can't wait for that one. Thank you to everyone who was watching today. Thank you for everyone who was active in their chat. Shout out to everybody who dropped some comments that we could react to. Of course, my boy Maverick, Pie Goes, Michael, I see you. Ibrahim, I see you. Be happy, fair notice. Thank you guys for being active in the chat, and we'll catch you guys on the next
Appreciate
one.
everyone.
Peace
Catch you soon, and we're gonna end stream now. And this is the awkward point where I have to make sure the whole video is in there before I hit end stream, or nothing happens, or we lose that part of the video. So I'm just waiting. I'm watching the live stream on YouTube as well. So thanks everyone for hanging out. And we'll catch you again tomorrow. And I'm still talking. Still waiting for this to catch up. I don't know if I'm accurate about this stream, but we'll see. We'll see.